Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Read the Room. Before we get into the reading today, I have a special announcement. My readings are now open for personal and private readings. You can book with me on KirstyLewis.com. Yes, I said it, KirstyLewis.com. I have my own website. Very proud, very excited. So you can head over there and book with me if you wish to. There are limited readings available. I will release more, like once I do the first load, I'll release more. Once I do that load, I'll release more. It is on a first come first served basis. There aren't many available. So if you are looking to have a reading with me, I'd snap them up now. Yeah, very excited and happy to be doing private readings again. And yeah, if you would like to book with me, please head to KirstyLewis.com for more information. So today we are reading for DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne Tha God. We're reading for The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Me and my boyfriend watch The Breakfast Club, usually when we're having dinner, obviously, because it's on YouTube, so you can watch the clips. So we usually actually watch it when we're having dinner. One thing I can say about this trio is that each and every one of them is actually, the one thing I picked up from DJ Envy, Angela Yee and Charlamagne is that each and every one of them is thinking about like external business ventures from the radio station. Now, I only have probably watched The Breakfast Club probably the past 3 or 4 years. I don't know, it's probably been going a lot longer than that, but obviously it's reaching, you know, more and more heights of popularity, and as it gets more popular, so do they. They are the hosts, and so it is natural that they are looking at other business ventures. So we'll start with DJ Envy. Let's get into DJ Envy's energy. I didn't do a premeditation for these three. I just want to go in raw reading. Let's do it. So DJ Envy, born the 3rd of September 1977, making him 43 years old. As I tap into DJ Envy's energy, I just feel he's like quite a happy-go-lucky character. It doesn't take much to faze him. He's quite laid back. He can be quite reserved and analytical, so he's the kind of person that would sit in a room of people, and rather than throw himself into the situation, he would just sit and analyse, which is interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he like the head host? I could be completely wrong, they could all be equally, but I think he is the head host. And naturally he's not a born leader. Naturally that's not the kind of role you would really put him in, because he is quite, not quiet, but he can be very reserved, and Spirit will almost make me feel like he definitely holds himself back. He has a lot to say, he has a lot of opinions, he has a lot of wisdom. I feel like he's experienced a lot, especially within music and the industry. He's met a lot of interesting people. I mean, they meet interesting people anyway on the show, and I just feel he has a lot more that he could bring to the show that he holds back from the show. I'm not sure if he's got a I know obviously he's married. I'm not sure if his anniversary or anything's coming up, because I do see like a renewal of vows or something like that. I feel like, you know, going back to his younger days, he definitely was a playboy, and I feel like he was very much loved the women, loved to be around a lot of women, but still he's got a very charming character, and he is a good looking guy, DJ Envy, but interestingly enough, it isn't his looks that women would love. Like when he was younger, it's his character. He's got a very mysterious, doesn't give off a lot about himself character, doesn't say too much, doesn't give off too much about himself, holds himself back. He is one of those people that if you are lucky enough to get close to him and know him, it is a blessing, because he doesn't open himself up to many people that much. In terms of business venture, I feel DJ Envy really wanting to make a legacy. It's almost like he's like, okay, The Breakfast Club is great, and I don't know what else he does. I know he obviously DJs, but it's almost like he wants to create a record label, or create a brand, or create something that is long lasting, because let's face it, once these guys get older, and I don't see them stopping for a long time, but once they do get to a certain age, they won't carry on The Breakfast Club. And I feel with DJ Envy, he's wanting to find something that is going to be sustainable, especially for his children. He's thinking about generational wealth and what he can leave behind, and he's definitely got his hands in a few different pots. I see some kind of clothing for him, some kind of merchandise, like DJ Envy merchandise. and wanting to dabble in, I don't know if he actually does producing or works with artists behind the scene or does like actually creation of music. Hopefully one of you guys will know and can tell me, but I do see him wanting to actually get involved in the creation of music and just try something new, something that's going to have his name on it, because obviously once your name is on a song you get royalties from that song forever, and this is where his mind's at. He's wanting longevity when it comes to money. He's wanting long-lasting money for his family. DJ Envy is really thinking about retirement. When I think of his mindset and I feel his mindset, I feel it like 20 years from now. He's thinking about being 60, and 60 specifically, 60. And he's thinking about settling down and not having to work. This is a man who is quite smart with his money, quite business savvy. He has got his head screwed on. Like I said, he doesn't say too much. He's very reserved, unlike somebody else on the show. And he holds his cards very close to his chest, and I feel like he's counting his cards now, so he's really trying to get his ducks in a row. Like I say, I don't see any of them leaving the show. I see it going on for many years, at least 10 more years, but he is thinking about what else he can do in terms of longevity and keeping the money coming in for his children, for his grandchildren. That is where DJ Envy's headset is. But he feels like a really nice guy. I feel like he is friends with who he's friends with. He doesn't try to pretend. He's not someone who tries to like kiss up to any artists or celebrities. He doesn't try to play off this facade. He is who you see. He says it as it is. He speaks when he feels like he should speak. He doesn't say things for the sake of saying them, and he is just quite reserved, I guess you could say quiet character. So that's really DJ Envy's energy, but his energy feels very light, very airy. I feel like he's one of those people, when you're in his presence you leave feeling uplifted. So I guess he does have that kind of light worker quality. Angela Yee, my favourite host, born 3rd of January 1976, and she is 45. I didn't actually know that Angela Yee is the oldest member of the Breakfast Club, like the host. Didn't know, doesn't matter, but I didn't know. Anyway, Angela Yee, Miss Angela Yee is really interesting. When I watch the show, obviously I can pick up on energies, and her energy just always stood out to me. I don't know if it's because she's a woman, I don't know, but I really do love Angela Yee's energy. And again, similar to DJ Envy, she doesn't push herself to be something she's not. She doesn't pretend to be someone she isn't. Like, she knows her worth. That's the one thing I can say about Angela Yee. She knows her worth. She knows what she brings to the show. She likes herself, but again, interestingly, she can be quite reserved and quite quiet and quite held off. So these aren't the normal people you would think would be radio show hosts, like Wendy Williams, for example, who is extremely extrovert, extremely over the top, but their dynamic works because of the other person on the show. If we had 3 people that were like this, it might be a bit different, but the extra person on the show, who we will get to, makes the dynamic really what it is. Angela Yee loves the show. She loves meeting people who have made history in hip-hop and people who have done amazing things. She's definitely that kind of person. She's a very deep soul. She's very wise. She loves people who have a lot of knowledge. If you look at the show, she's the one that always asks like deep questions. How did you do this? And how did you do that? And how did that make you feel? She's very insightful. I would say Angela Yee is very intuitive. She is very trusting in her feelings. I would say her third eye is very open, because I can actually feel her picking up on feelings and making decisions on gut feelings rather than logical. I see, if she hasn't started it already, I see a podcast for Angela Yee, because I feel like, as much as she loves the show, it's very male heavy, it's very male dominant, and she, I feel, wants to move into her feminine energy. I do feel she's spiritual, but I feel like it's a new path she's taking. I also see a new relationship coming in for Angela Yee. I feel like it is someone involved in hip hop and music, but not someone who's extremely well known. This isn't like a rapper or anything like that. This could be a producer. Yeah, I don't know what other labels there are in the music industry. Yeah, it could be a producer, but I see her settling down actually with this man. She could have been on and off with this man before, because it doesn't feel like a new energy in her life. But in terms of it actually being a commitment and settling down and possibly a marriage, yes, I see that there for Angela Yee. Furthermore, success for Angela Yee. I don't know if she's worked with Essence before. I think she probably has or would have. I see a new job role coming up for her in terms of Essence and Essence Festival and the magazine. I see her really actually making a lot of movements, especially in relation to femininity for people of colour, and the female sector, and opening up doors for new females to come in, you know, making room for new people of colour, new radio hosts, that women of colour, really just making a kind of her own lane. And this is for, I feel this energy for all of them. They're all trying to make their own lane. Like, we've got this, and they appreciate the Breakfast Club. I don't think there's one of them that doesn't appreciate it, but they definitely want their own lane of things. And for Angela Yee, I just feel like it's a real want of femininity, because Spirit is just bringing in this pink colour around her, which is a feminine colour, and they just want to bring in femininity to her, and I feel like she's meeting them with that. So I feel like that's a desire she's wanting. I could see Angela Yee bringing out some kind of product in the future, because I do feel that Angela Yee is a herbalist. I feel like she cares about what she puts in her body. She cares about nutrition. I don't know if she's vegan or anything like that, but she definitely likes to use organic products. She's quite an earthy woman in terms of being quite grounded, quite down to earth. She's an earth sign, she's a Capricorn, and she definitely has that Capricorn energy. She is definitely a hard worker and willing to give everything her all when it comes to her work. And I feel like her love life has taken a backseat as a result. Her career and her passion and her hobbies and all of that has always come first before anything else, and she's very good at, like I say, she's very good in knowing her self-worth and putting herself first. But I do see a lot more to come from her, a lot more in terms of presenting in other places. Definitely see some kind of collaboration with Essence, possible collaboration with a sports brand. I see her exploring organic products. I see a relationship with her. Now, Angela Yee is private. She is a Capricorn. Capricorns are very private anyway. When it comes to her relationship, I feel like she'll probably be with this man for at least 2 or 3 years before she goes public with it. And by the time she goes public, she'll probably be engaged, and that's why she has to go public with it. Again, this is a woman who doesn't care to pretend to be anything she isn't. Her and DJ Envy are very similar in that way, and they kind of respect each other and get each other on that level. And her and DJ Envy, I feel, would have very deep and insightful conversations. And yeah, she's very deep, she's very wise, she's very intelligent, and I see a long line of working with females coming for Angela Yee, and I just see her podcast being about femininity and feminine energy and female vibration and women of colour, and really wanting to celebrate that. I really love Angela Yee's energy, so yeah, that's Angela Yee. And last but not least, we have Charlamagne Tha God. Charlamagne, born 29th of June 1978, is 43 years old. So his birthday was actually yesterday, so happy belated birthday, Charlamagne, if you do ever come across this reading. So Charlamagne, as opposed to DJ Envy and Angela Yee, is very extrovert, very outspoken, very, some would say, controversial, or misunderstood. He's always got a lot to say. I do feel there is a pretense with Charlamagne. There's definitely Charlamagne Tha God, which is his character, and then there's Leonard, which is himself. These are two different people. Out of all the three of them, he's definitely the one that has the character. Charlamagne is definitely a character. It's a suit that Leonard puts on when he goes to work and when he's in the public eye, where he can say what he wants, be who he wants, have this extra overconfident energy. And Leonard, I would say, is a lot more laid back than Charlamagne. Leonard, I would say, is a lot more respectful than Charlamagne. Charlamagne is almost, you know, I said about Wendy Williams, Charlamagne is very like Wendy Williams, actually, in some way. At heart, though, I do think Charlamagne Leonard is a very sensitive soul. And that's the one thing I will say, because his heart chakra is actually very open, which tells me he's done a lot of healing. I know he talks about that anyway, but I can feel it. I can feel that he's done a lot of healing on himself. He's very open in terms of his emotions and his energy. Charlamagne is actually very intelligent and very wise as well. He can definitely read a room. He can definitely read people's intentions and read people's energies. The thing with Charlamagne is, those spirit are saying, he plays on people's insecurities at times. So say someone came into the Breakfast Club and he could tell they were nervous, he would pick on them about it, and that's something that stems from his own insecurity. See, the way we show up in the world and the way we act in the world is a direct reflection of who we are and how we feel. And to basically, as a front, which is what Charlamagne the God is to Leonard, he's basically a barrier between the world and Leonard. To protect Leonard, Charlamagne comes out, and instead of that person seeing Charlamagne's insecurity first, seeing Leonard's insecurity, sorry, Charlamagne goes, oh, you're looking very insecure today. And he always comments on people's, if you actually watch him, this is going through, he actually does do this. He will very much comment on people's exterior and the way they present themselves. Oh, you're looking very relaxed today, you're looking very this today. And he does it as a, I don't think he even realises he does it. No, I don't think he knows he does it. He does it as a defence mechanism for his own insecurities. But I do also, for Charlamagne, see a podcast. I don't know if he has his own podcast, but I definitely see a podcast for him. I'm also being linked to sports and to basketball with Charlamagne, so I don't know if he's also got some kind of collaboration coming up in the sports field. I actually see a number of sports, boxing, basketball. Maybe this is something his podcast will be about. I see another book coming for Charlamagne. Charlamagne, unlike Angela Yee and DJ Envy, is a lot more go with the flow. So he's a lot more not really thinking about this business plan and that business plan and that business plan. He more trusts in the energy that he will be taken care of, and that everything he needs will be made available to him. He's got strong faith. I will say that about Charlamagne. He's got very strong faith and strong belief. He trusts that whatever he needs, he believes in God. God will provide. He has definitely strong faith in that. Intends to be controversial. He definitely intends to show up that way. He definitely intends to be different and to have his voice heard and to speak for the sake of speaking. That is the kind of person Charlamagne is. But let's just point out that Charlamagne and Leonard are two different people, like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce. They are two different people. Because of his loud exterior and the way he shows up and his playful energy and the way he does like to pick on people, but in a playful way, he makes the dynamic between the three of them diverse. And so that's why it works. If we had 3 Charlamagnes, it wouldn't work. If we had 3 DJ Envys and Angela Yees, it wouldn't work, because he brings that kind of boldness and that playfulness, and Angela Yee brings the femininity, and DJ Envy brings that reserved masculinity. It works. The 3 of them together are something that cannot be replicated. It cannot be duplicated. There's no scandal, there's no anything really here. These 3, I do feel, actually get on with each other. Do they always go out and have lunch and brunch? No. Do they do it on occasion? Yes. I do feel like they have had fun together. I do feel like they have had fun dinners together. I do feel like they do annoy each other at times. Specifically Angela Yee and Charlamagne, I feel, can rub each other up the wrong way at times, but in a brotherly, sisterly way. Spirit tells me it's not anything malicious or out of order. It is simply just a family thing. And you know, I see them going for many years in the Breakfast Club and in their own careers, and I wish them all the highest of luck, because I think there's really, I know there's other radio shows, but I don't think there's anyone out there that does it like the Breakfast Club, and I, for one, love watching them. So yeah, sure, you'll read the room suggestions down below. I have some good ones coming up in July, which I'm really excited for. So please do hit a lovely thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Remember, you can now book a personal and private reading with me at kirstilewis.com, and subscribe if you haven't already for more psychic and spiritual content, and I will see you soon for another video, lovelies. Bye.